Let's be honest, fear has a way of showing up right when you're about to do something big, and it whispers, what if you fail? Or you're not ready to do this. Does that sound familiar to you? The truth is, fear isn't your enemy. It's a sign that you're about to step into something that matters. And today we're going to break down how to overcome fear and tackle your biggest challenges heads on. So let's turn that fear into fuel. And make sure you stick around to the last one because it's absolutely important that you get this one. The first step, call out that fear. Name that fear. What's really holding you back? Fear of failure? Fear of what others might think? When you shine a light on it, fear loses some of its power. Just be real with yourself and call it what it is. When you have fear that comes up, sometimes if you just say it out loud that it has no power or hasn't the ability to affect you, this actually shifts how you think. It shifts your mindset and it shifts your ability to see it a little bit differently. When you name what the fear is, when you say it out loud, it actually starts losing power. Fear usually tries to attack us from the inside, mostly in our own minds. When we get stuck in this loop of fear of what people will think or what will happen if it doesn't work, those are the things that are holding you back. It's our thoughts. If you have the ability to name what's holding you back and say it out loud, it starts to diminish. It starts getting smaller and you will see it for what it is. Your mind playing tricks on you. Step number 2, flip the what if game. Fear loves to play with this thought, what if? It's its favorite game. It comes along with, what if I fail? What if it goes wrong? Just flip it and ask yourself this, what if it works? What if I succeed beyond what I imagine? Shifting your focus from the worst case to the best case changes everything every time. I want you to use this analogy. Imagine that you're riding on a bus and there's 2 windows that you can look out. One has a side where everything is absolutely terrifying. There's volcanoes going off, there's steep cliffs, things are going absolutely crazy. But if you look out of this side of the bus, you see that it's a picturesque scene. Nice rolling meadows, beautiful flowers, or whatever kind of calms you in life. This is what fear does with what ifs. It asks you, do you want to look out this window or do you want to look out that window? And if you have the ability to shift your focus and stop concentrating on all the things that are happening over here, and you start to look on this side, to start seeing what if it does happen and what if this does work, it will completely change how you deal with fear and how you see it. It will go from whispering in your ear to you telling it where it has to go. Step number 3, you only have to take one small step. You know, fear likes to try to tell you that you have to do everything at once, that you have this ability to just take everything on no matter what. And if you don't do it right or you don't do perfect, you won't be able to do it. So just start small. Take one step towards the thing that you're afraid of. Action will build your confidence. And once you get moving, fear starts to shrink. It's one step at a time. That's how you win. For me, I really embrace the idea, if fear ever knocks you down, make sure you land on your back. Because if you have the capacity to look up, you will get up. And you always have to be able to move forward. Even if it goes 1 millimeter at a time, fear has the ability to try to stop that movement. But you have the ability to make the choice that no matter what, I'm going forward. I'm going to push out of this fear and I'm going to attempt what I've never done before. Step number 4, I want you to take fear and I want you to reframe it. I want you to reframe it as growth. Fear isn't always a bad thing. It's usually a sign that you're stepping out of your comfort zone. And that's where all the growth happens. Instead of running from it, lean in. Remind yourself, with every big move you have made in the last little while, fear always came first. And that was the motivator to keep going forward. When I get in a position where I have to do something that's not my normal, and I have to step out of my comfort zone, I have to know that fear is going to whisper to me that I'm not going to do it. But I have learned over all these years of using these types of steps, fear no longer has the ability to give power in my life because I don't give power to it. So when it says to me, you can't do it, I say, watch out and watch. And then I step out of that comfort zone and I crush every single thing I do because fear will never be the thing that holds me back. Before we get to the fifth one, I just want to take the time to ask you to like and subscribe to the channel so that we can continue to bring you great content like this every single time. Step 5, visualize the win. Visualization is so important. So take a minute to pitch yourself on the other side of the fear. See yourself succeeding, feeling proud, and celebrating that you went for it. This isn't just wishful thinking. It's a way to trick your brain into believing it's possible. And once your brain's on board, fear doesn't stand a chance. I want to encourage you with this. Fear isn't real. Fear normally is just in our minds. It is something that's trying to hold us back to becoming the best version of ourselves. And I know that I am the best version of me because I don't let fear spend time in my mind trying to control everything. I had to learn how to trick my brain, and by doing things to step outside of that fear. So if fear told me, you'll never be able to achieve that, I say, I believe I can achieve that. And then fear says, you'll never get that thing to happen in your life. And I say, you know what, fear? I'm not listening to you. I will achieve that. And as I consistently did that and built up the confidence in my life, I now had the ability to just say, hey, fear, get out of here, because I'm not listening to you. Because I have enough experience knowing if I speak to it, it will go away. Fear will always pop up when you're chasing something big, and it doesn't have to stop you. It's the sign that you're on the edge of something that's going to be absolutely amazing. So I want to encourage you, face it, take that first step, and watch what happens. And remember, courage isn't the absence of fear, it's moving forward even when you're scared. And I want you to know this. Remember, courage is not the absence of fear, it's moving forward even when you're scared. And I want you to know, you got this. So whenever fear comes knocking, you just say, look out, fear, here I come. Thanks for watching, and have an amazing day.